Anti-Afro Svengalis, shout out to Electric Light Orchestra. Can't get it out of my head. And this is about what's in the head. Now, I put the descriptors up here: calm, patience, detachment, restraint, retreat, and silence. Then the saying is, you have to train your mind to be tougher than your emotions. I promise, of course, it'll get you much further in so many ways. This doesn't mean you have to walk around like a zombie and pretend nothing phases you, nothing upsets you. There are no bumps in the road, there are no hiccups. That's not what this is meant to convey. This is posing the question: how do you tend to move about? What are the odds that you will rely or fall back on these skills when you need to fall back on these skills? Now, look at the next saying: the ability to discipline yourself to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success. Let me distinguish immediate gratification. This is not going into the fit of joy when your team gets a pick six. Of course, it's immediate gratification. This is more about addressing behaviors that are self-destructive. If you delay the immediate gratification, it's more likely to benefit. If you have a tendency to give into or acquiesce to opportunities to fulfill immediate gratification, it's going to cause you significant amount of problems. We'll go even more dark with it. The obsession with instant gratification blinds us from our long-term potential. Can't get it out of my head. Now, going even further into the cave where you can't remember where the entrance is, you're going to get the stamp of approval from Satan if you relinquish all power to your immediate gratification propensities. This is not proselytizing. Satan, evil, demon forces, however you want to describe it. And yes, I'm going to keep using the word demon because it applies. Demon is a concept. It can be an individual. It can be a circumstance. It can be a situation. We all know what I'm talking about. So if someone has control over your mind, and the person who has control over your mind can get you to do all of these things, can put it in your head. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to say this. You need to say that. You need to go after this person. They got you dead to rights as far as controlling your mind. So how is it then, when there is something you were told that's going to benefit you, and I'm conceding to the first point for the sake of this argument. Yes, I've got control over the mind. So what happens when there's positive feedback and encouragement and strategies shared that would benefit one immensely? However, that's totally disregarded, or those are disregarded, and the preference and the inclination and the determination and escalation here is seeking that immediate gratification, which ends up in what? Circumstances that don't benefit you. What decision you make, whether it's going for the immediate gratification, considering at least the options that would be in your best interest, because nobody gets to really tell anybody what to do. But if someone is exhibiting angst, they're worried and they're upset about what they see going on, these are the things that I see would benefit you. Whether they want to implement it is their decision. You can block the person. You can depanel. When I say depanel, don't go up on the panel when the person is there and get off the panel when the person comes up. Just giving an example. Stop talking about the person. Disengage from the person. Don't bring the person up to other people. These are just suggestions. And if you feel that you are being threatened and harassed like it's a legal issue, pursue legal action. That's what you do. But no, that's not immediate gratification. I need something immediate. I need immediate relief. And there are lots of things you can get immediate relief from: sex, drugs, gambling, exercising, being on the internet, okay, all day, every day. You can do all kinds of things, but something that's clearly self destructive, it's not going to benefit you. You fool yourself into thinking it's benefiting you in the short term for sure because it feels good, but look at the downside. It's up to you, whatever decision you make. But whatever decision you make, it's your decision. And none of the guidance would involve illegal behaviors. None of the guidance would involve putting yourself at physical risk for harm. Everyone is responsible for his or her actions. But this is something else I wanted to say. I find it quite interesting when we're talking about our people. They have seemingly no problem going to the job where we know who's ruling the roost, putting in all of these skills. They put their best foot forward. Remember that teacher from Texas was supposed to be the great teacher and was online trying to plot de-existing someone from another race. And I'm not even saying she really wanted her boyfriend to de-exist the person, but she was so bigoted. She had gone through school and played it off just so she can get what she wanted. So you have a situation where these subjects will go into their place of employment and they'll use every effort under the sun to impress the powers that be. But here they are over in a what? Umar Johnson sector and the surrounding spaces, completely forgetting any of these things exist as far as calm, patience, attachment, restraint, retreat, and silence. No, because they perceive there will be no consequences because we're dealing with their own people. They cannot understand that not everybody's going to go for that shit. And what do? They go for the ones who don't go for that shit instead of sticking with those who will go ahead and let them talk about the family and friends like dogs. Spread all of the slanderous bullshit about them, threaten them with violence, dare them to report, or they're going to do XYZ. This is all what they want. This is their immediate gratification, desperation needs. Being calm and patient and strategizing is not in the equation. And if the plan doesn't work out, of course, we got to go back and blame who? AAS. Point out any circumstance where I told anybody to do anything illegal. It doesn't exist. And I issue the challenge. You can call the U.S. attorney in your state, tell him and her about what's happening on YouTube with the Social Security and offer to have your devices cell-brighted. Let's all do that. Let's see how many people are willing to do that, especially those running their mouths out there who don't know anything of what the hell they're talking about. You maybe have 3.5% of the total information, and this involves people across the country. I don't believe none of the people who have been targeted live in the same state. This isn't about one person complaining, but that's all good. You can try to scapegoat all day, every day. You're going to continue to frustrate yourself because they're looking for immediate relief. They're looking for us to say, we give up, we're going home, we're not going to deal with you. I will deal with the situation if it impacts me. Bringing it back full circle. If someone has control of your mind, you would have followed through and implemented the strategies that were offered and recommended that benefited you. Wouldn't find yourself in a quandary. But let me say this, and the you goes to whoever out there, general and specific. Ultimately, it's up to you what you say, what you do, and it's up to you to bear the consequences. Nobody is stupid enough to get up here and assume responsibility for this idiotic bullshit when it's very clear who's responsible and who's culpable. The time to implement strategies that benefit itself have passed. Subjects do what they want to do. And these tendencies don't come about in adulthood. We all go through crap in life. Give me a break. Can't use this as an excuse to escape responsibility for obvious wrongdoing. Then again, if you can find somebody to take responsibility for your bullshit, knock yourselves out. Just wanted to put this little message in and encourage you to rely on these skills, because relying on these skills during the times when they are most needed is only going to benefit you. There is no benefit in and around the Umar Johnson sector acquiescing to immediate gratification for the purposes of seeing just how deep you can drive in your quest for revenge. Folks, you know I have more coming your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.